I got a. let me do this clip real quick because I kind of wanted to show this.
I love it.
Awesome.
I love it.
So,
Can we pull that clip up real quick?
so you can watch this. It's also there's subtitles too. So.
I'm not confused by why women would be tempted to go and do OnlyFans. That's not confusing to me. I'm like, who are all these guys who are spending millions of dollars on this stuff? Like, who are you?
I'm actually thankful that there are sex workers out there to alleviate men from their situation if they can't get women in real life.
I would push back on the idea that this is the best outlet for these type of men. I think actually that's like a massive cope, and you're taking an easy route out of, you know what, I'm just going to sit here and I'm just going to fap on Pornhub or OnlyFans instead of building myself up into the man who can actually get a woman who looks like this in the real world. And if all your energy is going out on that, right, into the tissue as you look at your screen, then sorry to be crude, but you're not then putting that energy where it actually needs to be going.
What do you guys think of that?
I disagree.
Why do you disagree?
Because that's judgmental, what they're saying.
But is it true?
Well, I don't think there's a problem
true?
men improving themselves. They should be improving themselves, don't you think?
Yeah.
Or should they just sit around and watch porn?
I mean,
Cindy?
As long as it's your porn,
you
right?
don't know if a guy has like a high pressure job and like he needs to just like take the edge off and relax. Otherwise, he's gonna like go off and like fire somebody for no reason. I don't know. You don't know that guy's life. Like, I don't know. I think that's too much in their business. That's just me though.
It's everything in moderation.
Yeah.
He says like this guy is doing. The only thing they do is just sitting on a Pornhub or OnlyFans, but like they also are working and putting their energy to
I guess maybe you guys aren't.
it is.
I guess
but
maybe
like there is a part time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Female addiction to porn is not super common. I just don't think you guys have seen porn just completely debilitate a man unless you've had a brother or cousin where it happens and there's just like nothing else going on. Like they literally go at night, they go to strip clubs and tip women, and during the daytime they're fucking watching porn. Like if you've ever seen a dude where it's totally debilitating, it's hard for women to understand. Now, I was in the military, and there was a point in my life where I watched way too much of it because I was living in like Warner Robins, Georgia, and Altus, Oklahoma, and there wasn't even anything resembling. Like
You're forgiven.
Yeah, I wasn't even anything resembling a woman that I could even go talk to in those cases. But other than that, like I mean, I can
Thank
see.
you for your service.
No, I appreciate that. But one of these things that happened is you know. It doesn't help you. It really doesn't. So I just don't think women can understand the level to which men can be
guilty.
I mean, I kind of agree with him with what he was saying with Sosnick and stuff. Like, he is kind of right with it. I mean, I being out of the industry from being in it, I love taking people's money. Like, I love capitalism. Like, you know, you get off on me, you want to put your money towards me, your devotion. Fuck it, I'll take it. But getting out of it though, I feel really bad that I'm keeping someone from like going out to meet a woman in real life, or go out to that bar and have that interaction and have that money to take that woman out on that date. So he can feel a woman's, you know, kukla or whatever, you know, or what's YouTube appropriate on him. Like he can feel that in real life. So I actually think that kind of stunts someone's happiness, like if they actually fall into it.
Garrett, do you because you do on the street kind of interviews constantly. Now, do you run into guys who you would say like, well, are incels, right? Or guys who have a real problem, like even approaching and talking to women as a result of sort of living in their escapism?
So I'll just preface this by saying there's a quote from Bronze Age Pervert, and he says, "Only ape in captivity jerks off." What does this mean? And I think we're all kind of in captivity in a way. So kind of, you know, if all men were in the wild, you know, tribalism days, no one would be, because everyone would be using they would have their role.
Too busy surviving or too busy fucking.
So, and they just don't have, men nowadays just don't have the desire to possibly get rejected by a woman, and they would much rather just take the easy route and just sit at home, and they don't want that burden of performance.
So it's easier. You don't have to go out and kill your food, and you don't have to go out and like find a woman to
exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're about to be obsolete. We're fucked, ladies. AI birthing pods, it's coming.
Gen Z, watch out.
Yeah, and robot dogs got it. Okay.
I'm saving Gen Z one man at a time.
No, I was the last thing because we're running out of time here. But the last thing I wanted to say is that I think that if you look at things like the Arab Spring or something like that, for example, where we've got a demographic of young men between like ages of 18 and 24, and this is what tradcons are like scared shitless of course, is that if we didn't have pornography, we would have like another uprising of like a beta male uprising of some sorts. Because if you took away the porn, if you took away that as a sedation, as sort of like a buffer or a failsafe against guys like sort of going out and like actually picking up and doing something similar to what Zuby was saying, right? If porn is your sedation and it keeps you from becoming a better man, it's also keeping you from becoming a guy who's going to go out there and be, go out there and rage in the streets, because especially if you live in a country where it's like, polygamy is legal and your buddy's got 4 wives and you got no, you're going to go and kill that guy. And then people got like, 3 more wives as a result of that, right? See what I'm saying? It's just a mathematics equation at that point. But as you were saying, some countries, Christiana, you were saying that some countries will outlaw porn.
Yes.
Are those better societies because they don't have pornography?
They have other
I don't even.
problems.
Yeah, I'm sure.
No.
I just don't know though, because I haven't experienced.
No.
The reason why I'm saying
Those
that
are
is
the
because
countries where they stone you, though, right?
well, they can, but is it a buffer against? Is pornography a buffer against those guys wilding in the street?
You know, like in that
that's
case,
okay.
you can see,
Yeah.
you can take a look at these Arabian countries, like let's say Saudi Arabia, or like Arab Emirates and stuff, where it's like like they like pretty like harsh, like they're very like harsh, like can't all this like like too pervert things. And yeah, and from one hand we can say like, oh my God, like it's like so like too much, but like from another one, like look, like they focus on absolutely different things and they're succeeding this. So like and like but. I don't know, like at the same time, like like we can look at this, like private schools for girls and boys, where it's like you cannot do these, like you can go like how to say like to the churches when it's again like only females or males, like. And you want to tell me what they're not doing anything like like in anyhow like, and we know like how much like like pervert shit come like out of these like schools and like private
but see, here's the thing is that if in those situations that you say, oh, they're still gonna find a way to get together, right? But they are motivated to try to find ways to actually do those things.
And
whereas if they had pornography, they wouldn't bother doing
and
it.
This is actually how kings created. Like for example, like if we go like in some deep village in the middle of like some I don't know nowhere, and there is like no internet, no nothing, and there is just a bunch of guys and a god. And now I'm telling you like not like my imagination, like I'm telling you real shit what's like happened like and it's happening still. They don't have a porn, but they have an imagination, and like that's from King Kong.
See, I think I'm of the opinion that the only reason I would push back against what Zuby's saying is that I think that pornography is not as big a deal as say like OnlyFans is. I think OnlyFans is a much bigger like problem as far as sedation is concerned, because the guys can stroke and get off the porn whenever they want for free. It's ubiquitous. It's 4K. It's streaming. Every art form, every form of media human beings have created since like they were sculpting, chiseling, baby Hercules on, in ancient Greece or whatever. Like that was, they would look at the human body and they would say, okay, this is what gets me. This is an attractive human body, right? Every form of media, from photography all the way up to where we're at right now, has found its main purpose in pornography or some variation of it.
But OnlyFans is different problem than the porn or like porn.
It is because it's selling guys the idea that somebody actually cares
about them. And like its roots like goes like it's like different way. Like for example, like like guys like come for this like virtual girlfriend because they like when they go out. All these virtual girlfriends like go out as well,
right?
And like so, like where are you gonna find like somebody who going to like commit to you or like even like like get laid with you, like you like you're like not complete like for like all this like woman who is like having OnlyFans right now, and like so like and of course like you're gonna get back home and like text that bitch and say like all right like show me your fucking.
Yeah. Well, there always has to see the most as far as I am able to like discern, the most successful OnlyFans girls are not girls who are like blonde. No offense, not big blonde. Big. They're normal, almost amateur girls who look like the girl next door. They look attainable. They look like I could maybe meet this girl in the street or in a coffee shop, and I might be able to. And I might be able to make her my wife, right? That meant she's not a 10, she's a 7.5, right? Or she's maybe an 8. Still has to be sexual, but not so over the top that like, oh man, that girl's way out of my league. Why would I follow her and spend a small fortune on her?
But it's still when this guy will see this like like 7 like or like wherever like go like in the real life it's still the difference. As I say, like when we type we are heroes. Like when we talk like we are like losers.
Yeah, everybody's a winner online. Yeah. I'm famous. Yes. I'm only famous. I'm only important on the internet. Yes. All right, we're good.